Oscar Garcia should be allowed time to transition in and to get his team to do well. But when you're with Chivas, there's expectations that it has to be immediate. ¿Qué onda, mi Cesar?
¿Cómo andamos, Omar?
Chilling, cansadón, güey, no mames.
Sí, cansadones.
Hurting.
¿En serio?
I mean, I've been hurting for a bit because over the weekend I had over the weekend I had done leg day.
Oh, okay.
So I've been struggling a bit, and
You've been going to the gym every day?
I've been hitting it at least like 5 days a week. So I've been feeling good.
5 out of the 7.
Bajando de peso.
Yeah.
5 out of the 7, yeah.
Okay.
Bajando de peso.
Let's go.
Which is great. But yesterday showed me que lo que me falta is like fuerzas, endurance in my legs. Well, I think overall my whole body because I've been mainly eating well. And then good cardio and like not super pushing at the gym like as far as like 1 rep maxes. Just like really good, strong workouts. Así, getting flexible y todo. Pero pues, if we want to just get right into it, we did me and Cesar had one of our good old matches together. No son muchos, pero son buenos whenever we get to play together. I don't think before yesterday we had lost very many with goal-sided with balls deep.
Yeah.
When you used to come out and help us, we usually win.
Yeah.
But yesterday no nos dio la suerte, man.
Yeah, ayer nomás no entraba la pelotita. It was just
7v7s.
Yeah.
We played with a pretty solid team. Shout out to y'all if y'all ever tune in. Body Snatchers is their name.
Jeez.
I sometimes you don't even think about these names. But no, they're cool homies. We used to play against them, and then they invited us out for 7v7, which if you guys know is fast paced, right? It's almost like indoor. Like keeper gets it. The keeper can come out if they wanted to, and it's fast.
It's fun. But yeah, I would just see you guys coming in and out como de cambios, diciendo, ay, güey.
In the second half, I was hurting because in the first half, within 5 minutes, I scored one.
Yes. Pinche
Right.
golazo que te echaste.
And I did a beautiful run up. Played off of one of the girls on the team because it's co-ed. We had 2 girls, but we didn't have any girl subs, so they got tired. I mean, and then they gave me a good wall pass. And then the primera, sí, almost un ángulo, se la clavé, like right on the ground, raso.
Yeah.
And when jogging back, I was like, bruh, because I haven't played 7 in forever.
Okay.
And I was like jogging back, and I was like, oof, I feel good. I was like, I'm going to do this all game. I'm a cook.
Yeah.
Desde la defensa. And like 3, maybe 2 more of those, going up and helping and then running all the way back. And I was like, what the fuck?
Ponte al cambio, dame agua.
Ay, ¿quién me ayuda?
Yeah.
Mi cerebro.
Yeah.
No, I was hurting. I came off as a sub, and I think when I came off as a sub in the first half, I think I was feeling good. But the break también te hace la maldad. And once I came back in the second half, I was like, oof, I need quicker subs. Like,
yeah.
But no,
It
está
almost,
cabrón.
Como que a lo mejor is just go through the motion of just being gassed. Y a lo mejor your body can regulate.
You got to get out on the other side. It's like in full field.
Yeah.
You let your body chill out, right? Agarras tu segundo aire,
Sí.
right? And then you can play a little bit more, and then you could breathe a little bit easier. The whole match, I felt like I was like the short bursts, which is different from full-on 11s. The short bursts, aquí, acá. I felt like I was just not able to like catch my breath and get my legs under me.
Yeah, but by then we were losing, right? So full-time score was 4-2.
Yeah.
And for me as a goalie, it almost felt like everybody was gassed.
Everyone was gassed.
It's like the first 10 minutes we were like doing really well. Y luego que nos dejaron caer, nos empataron 1-1. And then we were just like, okay, we can't like get near their goal and get a shot away because we're just gassed.
Yeah. They really took advantage of the moments that we were gassed.
Yeah.
They would like pin us on the first one. They got the boy Noel on a corner and they like turned him bien bonito, then got a 1v1 and put it around you. Yeah. And I was like, dude, those are the moments where like everyone stayed up and then it was us 2 versus a good 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And they kept getting us on those counters like that.
And they were a good team, right?
They had some good players.
They had one really tall girl on their team who's just como de nueve, como Holland, but una girl.
She legit kind of looked like Holland.
Yeah, and then she would just like freaking body our teammates and just knew where to move. Was experienced at sevens, so made it even harder for us.
She was very solid. A shout out to the lady players out there holding up for co-ed because we always struggle to find girls. But no, dude, I no me la topé until on a play that was not easy for me until the very end.
Yeah.
There was one where she tried to beat me down line, and I was like, oh, I got this. Like, I'm gonna beat her to the ball, and bro, she put body in, and I was like, I got it. She like legit. Like me desbalanceó, and I had to use like full on arms and pull y todo.
Agárrate porque se te va.
Ya se me iba, güey. Even the ref was like, hey, watch his hands. And I was like, I need to. Like, see, no, she's gonna embarrass me, bro. She's no, there were some quality ballers out there, but it was fun being out there, getting the minutes. But that's where I was mentioning earlier, like now I know what I want now. Now that I'm getting like leaner and that I'm getting I thought more match ready is like the strength. I think that's what you need in sevens because you got the short bursts. You got to do 2 short bursts and be ready for that third one.
Yeah.
And it's just like tienes que tener pierna.
Tienes que tener pierna y saber cómo jugar porque it's more like I feel like in 11s puedes estar en un like pretty sizable space. Pero en 7v7s tienes que como cuidar los ángulos más que como en 11s. So para poder tener la energía para ir y venir y todo eso.
And it's really
you got to be smarter.
Yeah, and you gotta in these smaller fields you have to be good at cutting plays early.
Yeah.
Because 1, 2 and they're in your box.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to us is like we had really good mids and forwards and then they were like hacían sus jugadotas, güey, but they wouldn't shoot or it wouldn't go in. And then them 1, 2 ya están over here in front of Cesar on a breakaway against one of us, right? Yeah. But at that point they have the advantage.
Yeah, and it becomes really frustrating as a goalie because you're like, wait, no manchen, like now they're here and like I have to make this save que casi me tumban la pierna el arm con unos chingadazos madras. And it's just like it just negatively affects all of us because it becomes frustrating that way.
Yeah, you made some big old paradotas. You had the one that went over you that you con las uñitas, güey.
If they were any smaller, those gloves, I would not have got that. So
yeah, you got a good save there. Se te fue la de que te pegó en la pancita, ¿no?
No, they did that's another thing. It's like the shot is so close that
all the shots are so close.
Dude screened me. And then I lost that split second of sight of the ball and that completely I couldn't find the trajectory of it.
But that's what I think we were having trouble seeing, right? I had like 2 shots de lejos, right? And the shot de gol, like, pues me salió re bien.
Yeah.
But like those shots are what small-sided games are, right? In indoor, it's like the keeper shooting, right? But we're almost hasta la pinche cocina queríamos entrar and then nos estorbábamos and then they have all 6 players in the box, and you're just like, come on. And then the goal,
the goals are smaller, and then that goalie they had was huge.
Big old dude.
Yeah, so it was not our night.
So first game for us in sevens, folks. I haven't played in that sevens league in like 4 years. It was a rough go, pero ahí vamos a llegar para atrás más fuertes.
Ya nos tocará otra vez.
Yeah, we'll get better at it. But welcome back, folks, to episode 136 of Goal-Sided, a Champions League. What did they call it on CBS Sports? They called it a match mayhem or something like that. Matchday Mayhem, something like that. A Champions League edition and a Liga MX doble jornada edition. That's going to be the meat and potatoes of the episode. So it's super jam-packed. Yeah, just a couple quick updates. We were planning a trip to LA. If you guys have heard that on the pod, it's actually going to be postponed until mid-February. We're still checking our schedules. A ver si se arma for us. But it's not happening this weekend. So we appreciate y'all. And if you guys still want to support with the purchase of a scarf or a hat, you guys still can. We still have them in stock. But let's get right into it. Cesar, let's talk about Champions League. Era lo bueno.
Sí.
That shit was crazy.
The foot mob just kept scrolling and scrolling. There's so many matches.
Oh, because you get notifications, 12. Huh? You got notifications.
I do have them on, but like even on my cell phone or on the web, like you just click on the Champions League, go to fixtures, y luego it would just keep scrolling because of all the matches.
Oh, bro, I can't have all those notifications on. I'm like, déjenme en paz, cabrones. Cuando yo quiero, yo voy a ver.
Okay.
Cuánto van. También so it surprises me too, right? When I'm like, oh shoot, like 5 games scored in like 2 minutes.
Te llegan todas rapidito así.
I was watching the CBS Sports Golazo, not a sponsor of the podcast, but
if they want to.
But if they want to, or if they want to be big guests, we'll take Micah Richards to come on and talk.
Talk about breasts.
No, but their show was really good. I like watching it when there's a whole bunch of matches at the same time because they just show the top play, like NFL Red Zone. There's a channel for the NFL where they only show whatever game is closest to scoring, and then they only show the scoring plays. So if everyone's scoring pretty often, you don't even get gameplay. It's just the touchdowns. Boom, boom. And that's how it was for a good while. City would score, Barcelona would score, Arsenal would score, and then they would just go from one to another. And this time they brought in Meeks, Jamie Carragher, Thierry Henry, and Kate. What's her new last name now? But Kate Abdo was her previous name. But they brought the whole squad, so they were just having a fucking time in the background while Nico Cantor was just like balling out with all of the stats that he knew about the games. But you just hear Micah screaming when City would almost get scored on. He'd be like, no!
Y loco, están en lonche, no? So they're just chilling, fucking watching the game, o como?
No, they're on the clock.
Oh, they're on the clock.
No. It's like they're, when they do the banter segment when they're all around the thing? Nico Cantor is up at the screen.
Okay.
Probably
and
watching the matches.
Doing the whole commentary.
And he's not really he's transitioning game to game. Okay. So like they'll be in Barcelona and he'll talk about the big play, whatever happened in goal. And then he'll be like, and now moving it on to Manchester where we have City trying to fight for their lives to make it into the round of 16 playoff. And then the play will happen. And it's always, they usually shift because it's delayed and there was a goal. And then they just go from each to each. And those fools are just in the background. You can hear them clear on the mic, and they're like, go. Carragher was like yelling top of the league because Barcelona ended up not being top of the table. But it was a really good time. 18 matches all at once. That was crazy. I tried to keep an eye on the Arsenal one, but the moment that I saw that they went up 2-1, I was like, all right,
yeah, se acabó.
I got to see de lo demás, way. So let's get right into some of the matches. A ver. The biggest two that maybe we can kind of do a 2-for-1 at the top of the table. Liverpool had their match today. They didn't bring any of their superstars. Van Dijk, Salah, Nunez. Fucking.
I saw the lineup and I was
TAA.
like, ¿Quién son estos?
Estos
chavos.
McConnell.
Yeah.
Dans. What is a Dans? Connor Bradley. I'm just kidding.
I mean, even Chiesa is not a regular in the first team. Hasn't been.
Bro, how do you go from like one of the best wingers in the world in the Euros a while back to baller at Juventus to shunned to the freaking C squad, the Liverpool?
Yeah, to the U23s. Yeah.
No, but they still had their chances. It was 2-2 at a certain point. 2-1 Liverpool at a certain point. And then Pepe, Los Americanos turned it on. Pepe scored a goal right before the half. He gave an amazing assist with his shoulder. The pechita,
Dang, suave.
And Liverpool couldn't come back, pero pues le valió Winnie.
Sí, I mean,
they're still first.
Yeah, I mean, Pepe doing amazing ahí. También entró Richie Ledesma, got a few minutes.
Huevo.
Supposedly,
the Mexican Federation hasn't reached out to him at all.
Yeah, which is a shame.
You got to at least send him a, hey, sí, you up?
¿Te acuerdas de nosotros? Yeah. Ven aquí a pasearte un rato.
You're like, hey, so I miss you.
Sí,
I miss us.
Because we don't have enough European soccer players to go around.
Yeah, bro. Like, que lujos se van a dar que they're not going to hit up the... Right now, he's like the only Mexican in the Dutch league.
What do you mean? ¿Y Feyenoord? ¿Y Santi? Aparte de Santi.
Se va a ir Santi.
Okay, yeah.
Santi's out the door, but like especially in PSV and in the Ajaxes, which we're accustomed to, but no está nadie más.
Yeah, he's the only one that hasn't been like cap tied.
Yeah.
Because Pepe, we know, is cap tied to the U.S. But yeah, I mean, they're probably like, oh, Chivas already hit him up, so a lo mejor ellos se lo traen y con eso vale.
They're like, it's the same.
Sí, es lo mismo. Pero no, I mean, Mexico needs to send him algo. Decirle que, hey, you're still Mexican. We still want to have the possibility of you playing for us because, you know, you never know. He's probably, si se gana la titularidad y lo llama
the U.S.
yeah,
and
the
then he
US.
balls out. They won't. They're not going to. He's probably too old for them to really give him a chance. But that moved PSV up to 14th, and they're sitting pretty there. I feel like most of the teams that are in the 9 through the 24 area, they're just happy to be there that they didn't get like face planted out, except for maybe Atalanta, which we'll go over in a second. Because they drew, they didn't get into the top 8, which we'll move right into it. They drew against Barcelona. Barcelona for a good 30 minutes, 20 minutes was in first place overall because of Liverpool's loss and them winning versus Atalanta. Yamal put the team on his back first, scored the 1-0. And I was like, damn, this fool's really like, it's the teenagers. I mean, in Arsenal, we'll talk about it in a second, but Yamal scoring, and then Atalanta scored 1-1. And then Ronald Araujo, el que todos querían que se fuera. Well, he wants to leave.
Dijeron.
The Juventus scores a header, baller header, and then les meten el gol del empate y así quedaron.
Yeah. Pasalic?
Supposedly, there's no real difference between first and second in Champions League once you're in the top 8. I'll go over some stuff that I have right now from ESPN on like kind of the format of the draw, which is this Friday. But that put them like that. First and second, Liverpool and Barcelona. Mi Arsenal got third.
Let's go.
And they got a dub, a very much needed dub for Arsenal in Champions League against Girona.
Yeah, but did you have your starters? Because 2-1 seems...
no, they had some subs in. They had Kiwior in the back, Partey out wide. Jorginho even scored.
Wow.
You know, that's kind of not the A squad when you have that. Yeah. Raheem Sterling in. The 17-year-old Nwaneri who scored a banger of a goal. Nwaneri did today. Couple recortes así, Yamal style, like, you know, like outside of the box, almost Robin, right? Keep going. And then
17-year-old, crazy.
These teenagers, man. The kids are all right, mi gente. Todos que dicen, no, esta nueva generación.
The kids are definitely all right.
No, these kids, they're not like the kids from before. Bro, we have a bunch of 16, 17, 18 years old. Like,
a 17-year-old just won the Euros by themselves con España. So definitely the young kids are doing well.
Exactly. Like today I was like, oh, dude, I was looking at a couple players' ages. He's not a teenager, but I was like, Musiala's like 26 now, no? Bro, he's 21.
Sí, right. También with Alphonso Davies, he's like 22, 23, and it's like, yo, Alphonso Davies has been 16 and 17 at Bayern winning Champions League, and you're like, holy cow.
No, for real. But yeah, these kids are all right, mi gente. Maybe what you can argue is that they're a bit more system players, right? Because the whole footy world is mold yourself to be a system player, right?
Pinche Pep.
Because of Pep ball.
Yeah.
Because of all that stuff. Pero some of these bright players are just standing out. And ahí se ve el futuro. Qué hermoso. Imagine a Yamal winning Balón de Oro against...
I mean, but Yamal, would you say is a system player? I feel like if you put him
No, that's what I'm saying. They're the bright spots.
Right.
Right? They fit the system and whatever Hansi Flick wants them to do. Like, it'll work out. He could play a pep ball if he needs to. But he is the players that a lot of people, I think, that over complain are saying that the game's finished.
Yeah.
Bro, he lights you up, right? Y ni es 10, right? Everyone says the 10 is dead.
Yeah.
He's a winger, but he's the Saka wingers that are just like cook you por la banda and create that excitement that we all want in footy instead of boring pep ball. Fourth place, Inter Milano. They beat Monaco 3-0. I didn't even watch that one. Astauro, as they say in the Discord.
Got a brace, right?
Got a hat trick. Los tres. 3 players got hat tricks today. Your ex Dembele with PSG. which gave me a burrito.
Hey.
PSG moving on. So now estamos en ceros.
Estamos en ceros.
Cesar beat me in Carabao Cup, Newcastle, Arsenal. But then we get La Vuelta, and it's over that match that'll decide who actually gets a burrito. All right, pues, yeah, now y'all know our betting world. And then the third one, I forgot who it was, but we'll figure it out right now. But Atlético Madrid, who ended up in 5th, they beat Salzburg, que ganó pa su casa hace un chingo, güey. No, hombre.
No, both Red Bulls were gone before this last.
These guys suck. Yeah. Red Bull, man. What are you guys doing? But Griezmann scored a brace. Got on 4-1. Nice and easy dijeron. Así de fácil. Leverkusen beat Prague. Easy. También 2-0. They got 6th place. Lille was an exciting one against Feyenoord.
Feyenoord, yeah.
Santi scores, and then he comes out as a sub after 30-something minutes. But he gets his goal off of a deflection. Yo, and this is one thing I do want to call out about Santi, like, and just overall players and forwards. If you watch the replay of the goal, I think one of his players gets a header or gets like off of a ball that goes over, gets the ball back in, and it was already going to goal. And then Santi, I couldn't really tell if he fully deflects it to put it in, but Santi gets a deflection, and it goes in. And then he raises his hand.
Oh, yeah.
That it was his goal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, we're in the age of video.
Yeah.
We are in the age of like people check the stat before they put it online on if it was an own goal versus the keeper pushed it in versus was it going in the right direction. And I was like, my guy, Ike, if they would have thought that it was the other guy's goal.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Does that annoy you? Porque it's like, wait, like, entró y ya es lo que cuenta.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, he's all, I don't know. Like, I like assuming the positive intent of people and stuff. But it makes me think, like, because he's fighting for a contract right now, he's trying to, like, dip out to a different team. Like, was he subconsciously raising his hand like, that's another one for me. That's another one for me, Milan. Hey, you guys. That wasn't him. That was, bro, se va a ver en el stat sheet that it was yours. Yeah. Va a salir que es tuyo si es tuyo.
A mí, hey, Santi, tú síguele echando madres, güey. Levanta en todos los goles, levanta la mano.
You're like, que chingue su madre este, güey.
Sí, vámonos.
No, but like,
I get you. But
imagine he didn't touch it though, and he did that. I would have been like, bro.
Yeah, I'd have been like, wait, no la chingas también, no te pases.
I would have been like, get us Argentino, no eres Mexicano.
Hey, that's your Argentinian side coming out, bro. Cut it out.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just like, bro, like, I want to think que Santi was like, hey, una pinche hambre que tengo de meter goles que levanté la mano y levantó la mano.
Yeah. It felt like a knee-jerk reaction too. Which I was like, oh my God.
Ahora, si lo vuelve a hacer and keeps doing it, entonces ahí sí vamos a decir, hey.
He needs to have a convo with el Hugo Sánchez. Que le diga.
The most humble man in Mexico,
el gran Hugo Sánchez. Yo, the other day I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, low-key Hugo Sánchez, that fool is the only one that should have reason to fucking brag.
Yeah.
Y también like I mean, the whole thing del peor amigo el enemigo de un mexicano es otro mexicano, right? Like, déjenlo también. Ya está viejito también.
I mean, if you actually hear him talk, they're mostly coherent things that follow like a logic. Pero I do think that he did toots his horn a little bit too hard.
Oh, of course. Yeah, but like
Pero like what you're saying, yo, si fue el pentapichichi, metió todos los goals with the first touch, like, man was a freaking beast.
He was a monster. ¿Y de cuántos de esos mexicanos tenemos, right? Ni un otro. Chicharito Boda, pero no es eso, sí. Right? So, también. Respeto. But yeah, the one who did score in that whole bunch, de Lille, Jonathan David, who we shouted out last time, saying possibly the best player in CONCACAF.
I think putting in performances like this, because it was all over Twitter, especially with Herculez Gomez, saying that he is the best CONCACAF player at the moment.
Ay, perdón, Hércules.
Gets him really close in that debate.
Perdón, Hércules.
Pero putting in shifts like that.
Pulisic balled out today with 10 men. También.
Pero perdieron.
Yeah, pero in different positions. I mean,
Okay.
right? Un 9 que mete gol, pues es 9.
Y se mira en la stat sheet.
Pues sí, ¿verdad?
Pero ahí se llevan. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan David needs to make a jump to the Premier League para mirarlo a ver si de veras.
For real. Ahí es donde se miden bien, ¿verdad?
Ahí, nomás pregúntale a Edson.
Sí. Le anda muy mal. Jonathan David, born in Brooklyn,
Jeez.
in New York. He's American.
You guys fumbled. Americans fumbled. ¿Qué pasó ahí?
For real,
US
todo.
national team.
That's what the world's coming to. A bunch of dual nationals por todos lados. Mi gente, se acostúmbrense. The last one that made top 8, Aston Villa snuck their way in by getting 3 goals from Morgan Rogers, who I dropped in fantasy like 6 weeks ago porque no hizo ni madres, and then he kind of went off. And then Ollie Watkins scored, and everyone says that doubled his price tag to Arsenal.
No la chinguen también.
Arsenal put in a bid today of, I believe, 60 million euros for Ollie Watkins. And they were making jokes on
That's a bit overpriced, in my opinion.
He's a stud, man. Solanke, ya sabes cómo le dicen a Solanke. Shit, Ollie Watkins. You're just a shit, Ollie Watkins.
How much did they pay for him?
Sepa la madre. Probably
Jeez,
too much también.
también.
No ha hecho nada.
Pero Ollie Watkins bajó de nivel esta temporada, ¿no?
Yeah, y también, pues, John Duran's been balling. So le quita minutos, le quita confianza. But John Duran just got sold to Al Nasser.
What?
For 80 million.
Ah, hijo, no. They're going to sell Watkins for 60. Y ese way for 80? No, hombre. They're swimming in pounds.
The CFO's like, my balance sheets are going to be fucking balances.
Put it into the scouts, bro. Look for some more MLS.
Yo quiero puros de 5.
Sí, 5, 10 pesitos.
Muy humilde el don.
Fíjense Irapuato a ver si hay por allá.
For real, no, yeah, that guy. I mean, they cooked with John Duran. They paid maybe 18 million for him, which was a lot. I think one of the highest transfers, especially for a young player out of MLS. But they 5-folded it, 4-folded it.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, but the Ollie Watkins, he missed a penalty though. I believe he missed when he shot it. 7 minutes after scoring his goal. And it was funny, Jamie Carragher was saying if his price tag doubled, or like if his price tag went up 10 million with the goal, and then 7 minutes later he's like, is it gonna go up more? And then he missed it, and he's like, does his price tag go down now?
Sí, hay que ser
yeah, you gotta justos. Arsenal take 5 million of that back. No, but that's the top 8, folks. They go directly into round of 16, and then the next 16 go into their own playoff to then play the top 8. So se va a poner bueno. Like I said, Atalanta, because they couldn't get that win against Barcelona, they stayed out, and they risked themselves having to play against a team that they didn't have to. Real Madrid ended up getting all the way up to 11th with 3 wins in a row. At the very end, they beat Brest 3-0.
¿Está bien?
Pues sí.
Pues sí.
Qué bonito, ¿no?
Sí.
Estaba bueno.
Hasta yo quisiera.
Así sí, ¿verdad? No hay para todos. Like we mentioned, Milan with Pulisic, Super Pulisic, they lost against his Croatian homies because he is Croatian. They lost against Dinamo Zagreb. Dicen que la cantera de Croacia, ¿no? De ahí salen todos. De ahí salió Kovacic, de ahí salió Vardiol, all the ballers de Croatia, de ahí salieron. But Pulisic got his goal. Yunus Musa not showing up for the Americans. He got 2 yellow cards in 8 minutes.
Y vámonos.
Vámonos a las regaderas. Yeah. Jesus. That's
Pulisic got a yellow too, to be fair.
But to be fair, that's a big difference. If they would have gotten those 3 points, they would have been at 18. They would have gone all the way up to 6th place.
Oh, yeah, they fumbled the bag.
Bro, the coach is probably like, hijo de tu madre.
Pinche americano.
I never liked him.
Take soccer back.
I know, for real. PSG, who won me a burrito, like I said, got all the way up to 13th with the Dembele hat trick. That was pretty cray. A ver quién más. Juventus, who's in the mud. They lost 2-0 against Benfica. Everyone is criticizing Thiago Motta because he was cooking Bologna, right? With Bologna. Yeah. And then they bring him back. Es un hijo pródigo de la Juve. And it's just not working in league. They're not even top 4. In Champions here, they kind of face plant their way in after in their last 5 matches, 3 draws and 1 win, 1 loss.
Yeah, they only got 3 wins overall in these 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
So not doing too hot. Maybe he was just overachieving at Bologna.
Yeah, sometimes some of these right now the hot thing is young coaches.
Yeah,
right. Who has the fresh ideas? That's why Anselmi went straight to Porto. God damn, what a promotion. But yeah, sometimes it works good on certain teams. Maybe he needs time
to adjust. To adjust. Transfer market.
Get his right players. Get rid of Weston McKinney.
I mandalo back to Leeds.
He was at Leeds. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know if he'll be allowed till the summer, pero I don't know. Hopefully he will.
Yeah, we'll see. Manchester City snuck their way in and scared everybody now because they're at the very bottom, which means that if they win a couple of their playoff, le va a tocar a one of the top ones.
Oh yeah, le va a tocar al Barcelona, un Liverpool,
Arsenal, or Inter. Jeez. Are gonna get a nice surprise of City in the quarterfinals.
Not the bestest
in the round of 16,
but still, it's Pep and City.
I mean, at that point, it might be.
See, at that point, they might have got their injuries, Rodri back, or I don't know.
No,
but yeah, I mean, they also made a few transfers, so hopefully, esos encajan y they'll be competitive again.
They got my tocayo Omar Marmoush scored over the weekend. They got some like Brazilian young kid.
And then they got where's Marmoush from?
Marmoush is I believe Moroccan, no?
Oh, okay. They also got that Kyrgyzstan fool.
He's Uzbekistan center back who messed up royally over the weekend. Maybe we'll talk about it in a second. The last one that I wanted to call out, there was a bit of drama at the very bottom. At a certain point, Sporting was losing 1-0 against Bologna, who had nothing to play for. Sporting did not have Gyökeres today in the match. Rumor is because he's also on the way out. But way to leave your team planted, way. They needed you today. But for a good hot minute, Sporting was in 25th place because of that loss. And in 24th place with that was Dinamo Zagreb, who was beating Milan.
Damn.
And that's all that they needed. They just needed to beat Milan, which was perfect. The red card, the 2 goals, ya vamos ganando.
Yeah.
Y les hizo la maldad Bologna, que se dejaron ganar. And that knocked them out.
Pa que brincara Sporting.
Yeah, no, so Sporting would go all the way down 25th. Bruges goes up. Yeah. And then Dinamo Zagreb squeezes into the last spot.
Damn.
Y por ese gol that Harder, who is the striker who came in for Gyökeres, his goal in the 77th minute made them get back into it.
Yo, if you didn't remember at the beginning of the season when they announced the new format of this Champions League, everybody said it was the worst thing ever.
Everyone hated it, and look at us now.
My hot take was don't kill it before you try it.
True.
Okay? Y como estamos so many weeks later, last match week, y es un pinche desastre, un pinche... Who scored? Because if they scored, then that means nos bajamos 3 spaces. I know. It
was hella fun. Today was hella fun. Now y'all know that was the first year. Ya para next year, we'll do a fucking full out. En un bar, todos vamos a ver el partido o algo. 10 TVs.
Sí, por favor. Teléfonos y todo.
Y sí. But yeah, pobre Dinamo Zagreb, coached by Fabio Cannavaro, the Italian center back who won el Balón de Oro after Italy won the World Cup.
Wait, who's he coaching?
He's coaching Dinamo Zagreb.
Oh, wow.
Who he almost got them in. He just started with them too, so turning the season around for them, but he couldn't get them in. Ni
That was
modo.
their first game. Wait, when was their first game? He only has one game in league, and he's won it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Jeez.
Es la revelación. All right, folks. So just because I was doing the research today, I'm going to give you guys put y'all on game a little bit about what this means. The draw for the knockout round, which is the teams from 9 through 24, is this next Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, hosted in Switzerland at the House of European Football. Switzerland's got everything, bro.
Yeah, they do.
You can go out there.
See?
So those 16 teams will be in there. 1 through 8 are there waiting for whoever survives their knockout round. The highest placed teams cannot face each other. Top 4, 1, 2 cannot see 3 and 4 until semifinals. 1 and 2 cannot see each other until the final.
Wow.
So Liverpool, Barcelona cannot face each other. Arsenal, Liverpool have to wait until semifinals. That's a very big benefit of getting in the top. So you're not going to get drawn in the first round of 16 like, oh, puta madre, Arsenal, Liverpool. Ooh, no, that's not how it works. It is these lower seeded teams that are barely making it that win their playoff match. Then they go up against the stronger teams depending on like a weighted seeding at that point.
And this is great because if we take a look at how it was before, there was según era luck of the draw.
If you get first place, you play a second place.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
And that was the draw.
Wait, if you get first place, you play against second?
First place, you play a second from another group, like in the World Cup.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So 1A versus 2B.
Entonces, cuando sacaban las pelotitas, it was until the next round.
That was so they would do the pelotitas in the first round of playoffs to do like what team was 1A, what team was 1B, what team was everything. They still would do pelotitas and everything.
Okay.
To put the teams on the bracket, and then they would draw from the the second place bolitas who they play up against, and then they start doing that. I remember famously that one team that from like I forgot what country, but they got Barcelona when they were Pep Barcelona, and they were on live video, and they're all like, like they were all hella sad.
Because it just feels like this way, it's more rewarding to actually do good in the group stages.
Yeah, that's exactly why. So now 1 through 8 don't have to play at all.
Yeah.
Right. The perfect example is Aston Villa Atalanta. Aston Villa barely snuck in. Atalanta didn't make it in, unfortunately, by performances and little stats. But now Atalanta gets to risk playing against one of the lower teams probably, and you might even get like a City or something like that.
Yeah.
God damn. So that's what it is, folks. This Friday, tune in to get more details to watch the draw on who plays against who. Super quick, let's get into some of the leagues. In the Premier League, Liverpool kept pace. They got an easy win, 4-1 over Ipswich. Cody Gakpo with 2 goals has been killing it this season. Y bien papita pa ellos in league. They even got to rest players today, so they're going to be good on the weekend with all their starters back. Sometimes life's not fair.
And they get Bournemouth next weekend.
Bournemouth anda caliente, güey.
Hot.
They are red hot. We'll talk about them. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth was this weekend, and Nottingham Forest se comieron 5.
5. That's crazy.
Law of averages.
From Nottingham Forest. No, this is just a slip up. They'll come back.
No, bro,
No?
that's disrespect to Bournemouth. Bournemouth has been putting up numbers lately. And they said, I think with this one, they said, hey, we're also real, bro.
For real.
What are they, 6th?
They're 7th currently. So right behind Chelsea, who are
Beautiful.
6th. Same points, though.
Look at these regularly up and down teams being aquí estamos, güey. Just don't let them dismantle your team and add more to your team, and you'll be okay pretty regularly, like an Aston Villa type of thing. Like figure out the situation, you guys. My Arsenal, they beat Wolves 1-0.
We have penitas, but it still counts.
11 down a man for a bit, and then 10v10. Se puso bueno el partido.
Jeez, ¿qué pasó?
Lewis Skelly got a red off of, I think, a corner. he like went at a player who was about to break away. Y lo tumbamos. And the ref said that he saw that he was studs up or something. I don't think he checked VAR. And it was Michael Oliver who's been having all this drama with Arsenal, and they took it back.
They did. I think on Monday or Tuesday, they took it back, so he's able to play, right?
Yeah, there's no suspension.
Nada.
But imagine they would have tied or lost.
Yeah.
They don't give you points. They don't give you anything del marcador.
I think that made it easier to rescind that red card. Porque si no, it would have been like, yo. Like,
Pero con qué cara ese güey de Michael Oliver ahorita, güey.
Yeah.
Let me see that fool in North London.
Pinche, the referee association, como se llame, they held through him under the bus saying, hey, la cagó.
They're like, hey, it's not one of our guys.
Yeah, no es uno de nosotros.
No. I never liked him. Joao Gomez got a red card for Wolves, and that leveled the playing field. And then Calafiori, like 1 minute later, got a solid goal. That fool only scores bangers with the beautiful hair. God damn. El Richie Calafiori, le dicen. The coach was furious, Vitor Pereira, because after starting really strong with Wolves, they've kind of died.
Yeah, eso sí es law of averages.
And he was completely pissed, visibly pissed on the sideline. And they're all his Portuguese homies too, so he's probably, hey, cabrón, y'all do me dirty.
Échenle ganas, dice.
You see, just a couple of quick notes at the bottom of the league. Leicester beat Tottenham 2-1.
Pinche Tottenham, nomás no saca una.
No, bro, they suck. That got Leicester out of relegation spot. Their first win in the last 5 matches for sure. Tottenham has 4 matches lost in a row. And I picked up Sun because I thought they were gonna have some easy papita matches.
I've been having Sun the whole season.
In budget too?
In draft.
Oh, that's budget. No, I picked him up in budget.
And he only scores like every 4 or 5 games. Or if he does score, it's in the cup. He valió madre.
See, did you see the Jamie Vardy shenanigans?
Yeah, he's like.
He told the Tottenham fans, I got 1 Premier League trophy. You got 0.
Let's go. That
is banter. I think he scored on them in the first match, and he did the same thing, but at home.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm a real one. I'm going to do it to your crowd, too. I don't care. Le valió weenie.
I hope they stay up because of that fool.
For real.
To see his shithousery.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester, bro, they won a title. Come on. And everyone, I think even the owner acknowledged how badly managed it was when they went down.
Oh, okay.
When they went down. That should never happen. You won title, you made Champions League. Like, you have some money. What happened?
Yeah. And hopefully they've learned, because this is the son. Because remember, the dad tragically passed away in the helicopter crash. Yeah, so maybe the son tiene que echarle más las pilas, porque we love seeing Leicester in Premier League.
The Foxes, man. That's good. I love their mascot, too. Super quick last one. At West Ham tied Aston Villa. Not too much to call out, but Emerson, the Brazilian-Italian, scored. And that fool was going viral because he streams FIFA or EAFC, and there was only like 20 people on the stream.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. El gol fue asistencia de Edson Álvarez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a cross-up. I was like, I have milagro, cabrón. I was like, in the replay, I was like, did he know what he was doing?
Jeez. Yeah, le han enseñado. A ver si lo hace igual acá en la selección.
No, that's...
Santi needs him.
Yeah, no, that's what we need. We need him to... I know he's been struggling in the Premier League, but grow in the Premier League.
Yeah.
No, whatever growth you get from the Premier League, you're going to be better than you were before with La Selección. So, I love it. Va a estar es capitán. Va a estar, but get better. Super quick in La Liga. Nothing really changed because everybody won. But Barcelona scored a touchdown on Valencia, güey. No mames. 7-1.
Parecía a los Kansas City Chiefs against...
For real. Yeah. Y con ayuda de los árbitros también. Like the Chiefs.
Relax.
Fermín López scored two goals and 2 assists. Tuvo un poca de all metrics. And he was going viral because a pic came out with him with Messi when he was a little kid. Güey, parecía un pinche mocoso. Same carita, same hair. Little de que su mamá lo peinó.
Ajá.
Así, bien chiquitito, güey. And the title was like "with the best ever" was the caption or something.
He posted it.
Well, when he was like,
okay,
because they're like 12 with IG already, right?
Yeah.
Chino Huerta tracker, what you got for us, Cesar?
Chino Huerta scored in his debut last week. He had another game which he started this past weekend. Y ya mero metió un golazo.
Metió un fregadazo, güey.
Out of a corner, they crossed it in. Defender clears it out towards the edge of the box. Y él nomás llega como trae ni un riflazo.
Beautiful form, too.
Sí.
That fool's got like a low center of gravity that he looks like macizo moviéndose.
Sí.
He doesn't look like Nienguito like Antuna. Que se va a tumbar.
No wonder the crosses go like
que
that.
lo van a tumbar así con un... No, this fool looks like he's not the... He looks como que come sus frijoles. Like.
Sí. Y le ponen Nesquik su lechita también.
Sí, no, banger.
Iba a ser un banger. Hits campanita, goes down. On some of the replays, it looked like it was over the line.
I think they had to do goal line technology, no?
Yeah.
And they found that it wasn't. That it was like
it wasn't a goal.
Pelitos.
Pero holy cow, iba a ser un golazo. But overall, he did well in that game. He was like building plays on one of the goals. Y parece que le está saliendo bien la movida para Anderlecht.
Yeah, he's showing that his explosiveness translates really well to that league, to the team.
Mm-hmm.
And it must be in practice because he's starting. So ya les agarró el ojo, ya les cachó el ojo. And that's exactly what he needs. Yeah. Those highlights are what are going to get him to a better league. And I don't think it'll take very long. Yeah,
a lot of analysts, especially on Fútbol Picante, dice que he needs to leave as soon as possible because he's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with the league, the defenders don't look the greatest. So que metan chingo de goles para que se vaya pronto.
For real. And they're like, they'll be down to sell him too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Liga MX. Let's bring it because había doble jornada. A lot to talk about in the middle of the week right now. Games are happening right now, but the good ones were yesterday. So we'll talk about that. Let's start it off with Your America. Your America, 2 matches in a row now with the starters back, with Cendejas, with Davila, with Fidalgo, with the back line, Cáceres, back with Malagón, and the 2 wins straight in a row.
Yeah, easy wins.
Easy wins. Like, 7 goals in those 2 matches.
One against.
Yeah. It was 4-1 over the weekend against Santos. And then 3-0 yesterday against San Luis, who's free-falling. They lost 3-0 against Necaxa over the weekend.
Pero vamos a hablar de América, ¿no?
Pero déjame.
Sí, por favor.
So give me your initial thoughts on this. Is the start of the season for
them.
This América.
Yes. I just think it's América came back como si nunca se fue a break, como si nunca se fueron a celebrar. They're just coming back and showing why they're tricampeones, showing their jerarquía, showing that their chemistry is still there, showing that there's still internal competition with Davila coming in and scoring 2 goals against Atlético San Luis. Not the flashiest of goals, but you still have to put him in. So I think nos cayó, ¿cómo se dice?
El anillo al dedo.
El anillo al dedo with him coming back and putting in that work as a forward. Así les da competencia a Henry Martín, les da competencia al uruguayo.
That's crazy. They're not there. Henry Martín's not back yet. Rodrigo Aguirre's not back yet.
So, I mean... Yeah, we're pleased to the max. We're looking at ourselves going deep into La Liguilla. And, I mean, if America keeps going like this, I don't see any other team so far now that we've seen. Not Cruz Azul. We haven't seen your Chivas. We haven't seen maybe Tigres. Monterrey is not doing well. They lost to Pachuca. That can really compete with America like this.
Pachuca is looking strong. Like the Grupo Pachuca teams are looking pretty solid after the transfers that they're bringing in. Como que they're big names, but también they're como que están animando al equipo, both of them, which is why they spend that money on them. But no, it is giving the vibe like your America is more set up this season to be more involved during the season rather than the like, agua si la hacen, right? La hacemos de 10, la hacemos de 7, whatever, right? this season it looks like they're a bit more poised with the pieces that they have to maybe be top 3.
Yeah.
Like they were previous seasons. So that's a dangerous. It could be dangerous. It could be maldición de primer lugar. It can.
Yeah, and that's what we got to keep in mind with Liga MX is once Liguilla starts, es otro torneo completamente diferente. There's still plenty of seasons, so there can still be injuries. There could be players leaving, although it doesn't seem like it right now. Yeah. But, I mean, who knows? That time will tell.
But that's where with your America, they have the first 3 weeks or whatever with the young kids so that they can piece them in to give that rest needed para la carga muscular de los jugadores that are the ballers, right? I was making jokes on Twitter, even with all those sub-23 players, because some of them were not under 23, Chivas is still leading the league with amount of minutes for the regla. And then America's third in that list. And I was making the joke that, bro, they're going to stay at that same number till the end of the year now. But they did bring in Miguel Ramirez, 22, Dagoberto Espinosa, 20, which I think Dagoberto is the only one that counts because it's 20-11, no?
Yeah.
So you have to be basically 21. You're younger than 21.
And Dagoberto is one of the players.
Dagoberto is the only one that went in after they had a whole bunch of them that were. And he got 9 minutes.
Let's go.
Back to reality, folks.
Crunching those numbers.
Ahí poquito a poquito. Ahí vamos.
Tortuga, we'll get there.
Ahí vamos. Yeah, let's move it on then. Your América is looking good. El que no está viéndose very good. Chivas, they lose 2-1 versus James Rodríguez's León.
Yeah, unfortunately for you.
Ay, te dolió a ti también mucho. Yeah, they lost 2-1. James Rodriguez gets the 2 assists on the match. He shows some magic. The first one, balón parado. He puts like a glove above the whole back, above every single defender, only where the tallest player on the field, Joner Cadiz, gets up and headers it. And then the second one is pure magic. They give him a ball in after some movimiento. La agarra y se le levanta, and then with the outside of the foot, boom, through ball to the same dude who
slots it,
Rassel on the ground. An amazing goal, and I think a lot of people are making fun of Chivas for the L, but you got to give flowers that James Rodriguez is like already pesando.
Yeah, but I think overall, if you look at like Chivas' funcionamiento, we're just like, yo, like you have Romo now, one of the starting players for la selección mexicana, que está en mejor momento que un James Rodríguez.
Man, that's tough to gauge, and it's they're different positions, right? So,
but you're gonna tell me that you feel, especially against Necaxa, especially against León, that you should have had more. You should have had, of course, you should have had more.
But it's diferente because like let's say like in Sunday League, you got that 35-year-old que no se mueve, güey, but that fool is cooking y no le quitas el balón, ¿verdad? And then you got the other fools like 20 years old coming from like community college y se cree muy, pero güey, that fool gets his expected goals or expected assists is 0, right? Pero el otro, el ruco over here, te da el pase del gol, right? And that's the difference, güey. James a los 50, güey, te va a hacer más que un güey de Monterrey that they paid $15 million for right now, right? So that's the tough thing. But Oscar Garcia at this point, it's a little bit tough. Oscar Garcia should be allowed time to transition in and to get his team to do well. Every coach deserves that. But when you're with Chivas, there's expectations that it has to be immediate, because if not, they'll ask, what's the difference from last season when like we had an interim and he was winning some games, right? So those are the things you have to answer, because there are certain things that are happening in the matches where you're like, these should not be happening to a coach que supuestamente viene muy entrenado de Barcelona from all these European youth academies. Like, these last 3 matches against Tigres, against Necaxa, against León, Chivas has lost every second half.
Oh, wow.
why are they losing second halves? And a lot of them, they're getting late goals in the 60 plus, and they're not the ones that are scoring these late goals. Oscar Garcia came out in an interview and he said that Chivas ended the game with intensity in this match. Y que no sé qué. And I'm like, pero de qué te sirve? All these other matches, the other team has the ability to finish in those. And some of them you're winning. Against Tigres, you're winning. Like, I would think one of the first things that you can instill in players is the ability to finish out a game, because that's more personality. That's more like
grit.
Yeah, that's more of like, do these life hacks y nos va a ir bien.
Yeah.
Right. But like it doesn't seem like the team has that. And that's one of those things that I don't really give them the benefit of the doubt on. Other things like, yes, like I appreciate that this dude is putting the kids in.
Yes. I think all of your
Padilla and Camberos
has
Wilke.
been great, by the way. I think Camberos is una joya that you need to keep playing because te va a dar frutos in the long term. We were going back to that tweet that you were talking with Eustace.
With Eustace.
It's like, I think Chivas needs to come to a realization that they need to play the long-term game because they don't have unlimited cash.
Yep.
So putting in players like Cambero, Wilke, Padilla, who scored, who's probably one of the best youngsters in whole Liga MX. But you need to add those players. You need to add the defense that's going to have that grit that can hold out on a game when the kids are doing their best and getting all the experience and exposure y todo eso. So it's a bit of mix of both.
Yeah. And that's what, just for context, folks, the homie of the podcast, Carlos Eustace, tagged us and asked, somebody was complaining saying that Chivas just needs to buy players. Yeah. And he was like, all right, let's break it down. Who is affordable, available, and would solve this? Yeah. Those three things, that's not a thing right now. If you could solve it, there's nobody that can solve it. I don't think Orbelin by himself wouldn't solve it. I don't even think Santi on this team would solve it because there's more holes, right? The defense is bleeding goals and stuff. But affordable, available. A lot of players aren't available because Mexican footy is like there's not great youth players that are still in Liga MX, and it becomes a difficult question at that point. Who can they bring in? One solution is play the long game. Let these kids play, a la Pachuca almost. Get them the best that you can that's manageable, that's financially responsible to help them out, like with Alan Punido, like what he's doing this year.
Yeah.
Right? But you're not going to do great at certain times. And it's also going to suck when you bring in a new coach que también te está pidiendo tiempo to get better. So then it becomes that, what does Amauri tell the coach? Le dice, cook with these young kids and make them good in 2 years. And like, I have trust in you. Or is he telling them you better win with these kids? Teach the kids how to win right now because they're ballers. You have some studs there like Alan Pulido, Romo. Now I brought for you Guti. You have to win, and I need results now. Like or que onda, what's happening with that? But that's where it's a tough thing because I'm saying that he's smart for what he's done recently with the transfers. But wait, Camberos is balling out of this world. What do you need Cade Cowell for $7 million for?
Yeah.
He is light years ahead of Cade Cowell technically. This guy's the Camberos es un pinche demonio. And Cade Cowell se anda cayendo solo on the freaking goal. He was there was a goal que la anularon a la Hormiga because Cade Cowell had it in front of the goal and he was stumbling and he tried to kick it and he shot it to like millimetrically offsides Hormiga. They didn't even, I don't think they checked VAR.
That's on that, they were talking about.
But he put it away, and maybe they should have checked. Maybe that could have helped too. But Cade Cowell could have finished it himself. Yeah. And you're just like, come on. Y salió gratis. El güey de la cantera, he's 3-4 years younger and better.
Yeah.
And then the Omar Govea situation, $3 million, he's not playing. Right?
And when he is, entra in a system or in a game where it's like now he has to be the creative player, now he has to be the attacking player.
Him.
When it's not him.
Yeah, but that's where we're getting to. Like, do you really want this fool to spend when it's always gone wrong?
Yeah.
Even Guti is like kind of underperforming, right? So
I just think what you guys have going so far is good. But it's more of like, can they handle the pressure, the outside pressure, la prensa, los fans?
The fans are hurting right now.
Yeah,
And
I think that's why I think Amaury needs to go full force and say, hey guys, like you see, we're putting all of these kids in. We're number one in like la regla 2011. You see Camberos, like we can all see that he's good. Okay, give us time.
but I think he even understands that Chivas doesn't have time, but he also doesn't have solutions.
But at the same time, like you're a Chivas fan, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
See,
I'm a realistic Chivas fan that knows that we need time.
yeah,
That's the best solution, because the biggest thing is the overinflated market del jugador mexicano. Why it's completely irresponsible when you can get freaking Paul Pogba for $10 million. Why would you pay $11 million for a Mexican player?
Yeah.
That is not even offensive minded, because there's no creatively offensive minded Mexican players right now. It's astounding, right? It's a fake market. It's like it's all like made up. I want him to cost 15 million. Okay, somebody will pay.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. So the only solution, financially responsible solution, is to produce your own or buy cheap.
Yeah.
Buy cheap is not good players. Produce your own. You better hope that they're good, and they're finally getting good. They're very good players.
I think with this coach, maybe we can start seeing the bridge of the gap of Tapatillo's success going into the first team success.
But why with this coach? That's the thing that Oscar Garcia also has to. That's the big devil's advocate. He has to show us. Y no se ha visto like that spark of something immediately amazing, like Anselmi. Like no se ve like Larcamón with Necaxa looks pretty immediate.
If you're a real Chivas fan, you should be seeing Camberos, and you should be saying, okay, we maybe do have the players in the canteras.
No, the players in the cantera are there, but like the immediate question that gets asked is why? Like, I go back to it earlier, Oscar Garcia. Like, I don't see a great system out of you. Like, nothing really that different. They're all very good and fast and figuring it out. The Chivas.
Okay, so you're like, we do have the players.
The quality of players are there to
need the
compete.
to go with it.
Oscar Garcia needs to take these kids and put them into systems where they can flourish and help us win games immediately, because they are the best players. They're just kids.
Yeah.
Right? Cade Cowell's just because he's 4 years older, he's not going to win you the game any more than Camberos.
Yeah.
So then Oscar Garcia's homework is, how do you win with these kids? He's not winning with these kids right now.
He's losing his head, getting a red.
He got a red card for losing his head. Is that frustration because pues no le haya?
Yeah.
Right? Is he in over his head? Those are the things that start coming out. They play Querétaro over this weekend. That would be a major L if they lose that. Benjamin Mora's low-key got them kind of cooking.
Yeah.
But no se tienen que encender las alarmas todavía. But
yeah, exactly.
But for this specific coach, he needs to show something special. You got brought to Chivas to show how special you are.
I still think you're being too harsh on the coach. I think overall,
I literally opened it by saying he needs his time, right? Every coach needs their time.
Okay.
But you need to show something special, right? You're not just coming to any squad.
Necesita tiempo, pero you fucking better. It's like
that's exigencia, bro. You wanted Jardine fired after one fucking Mickey Mouse tournament loss.
But it was the way we lost.
Yeah, but I mean, it was in playoffs. But that's what I'm saying. Like, hay maneras de perder también. Okay. And it teaches you a lot about people, about the coaches, about the players. All right. I see players out there que se la están rompiendo, like these kids. Camberos is going in for every freaking ball. Almost got a penalty on one that they took back. Pero this fool losing his head, kicking somebody like that. Oscar Garcia not knowing how to close out games, like that they just kind of mess up like that. I get it. They're young and maybe se les va la onda así. But like, that's what I'm saying. And that over the next couple weeks, we're getting to past the first third of the season. I want to see progression.
Which is crazy.
And you have to make it to playoffs. There's no way, no matter what, that you don't make playoffs. right?
Right now, you guys sit 11th with 4 points.
That's what I'm
one
saying.
spot right out of playoffs.
There's no possibility in Liga MX that, like, if you come from a team that was in playoffs the past couple seasons and you come in
and you don't make playoffs,
and then all of a sudden you don't make playoffs and you're just like, hey, bro, but I need time. My guy, we could have left the other guy and we'd be okay. También, right? So, like, we have to be realistic about what we mean about giving him time, right? And who knows? He might get suspended for multiple weeks.
Yeah.
¿Y qué onda? By the time you come back, we're midway through the season, and I don't even know if you're cooking with the team yet because estás en el palco. So, fun times,
lots of questions,
whole bunch of stuff. Chivas. But yeah, I am on board with playing the kids and bringing in the players that you can. And I think he's done a good job this time, but it also comes off as cheap because you're not spending 10, 15 million.
Yeah.
The player market should get better in Mexico though because of the Regla 2011. So hopefully more of the Moras, more of the Montieles, more of these fools come out that Chivas can get into their ranks.
Yeah, like that kid from Atletico San Luis who just called up. Like, you guys need center backs.
Aguila.
Like. Yeah.
Bro, both of these goals, a header over the top and then a through ball in between the two center backs. Where are the fools on TikTok that were telling me that, oh, Tapias is just going to fit right in? Oh, my God, bro. He's getting bodied by above average height guys.
Yep.
Jesus. Y'all are looking like fools right now. God damn. And then we don't have a backup center back.
Ahí tiene 28 años. No es un niño.
Cádiz.
Tapias.
Oh, no, bro. That fool's
ya
veterano. Ya está.
Con nosotros.
Ya está, ya pasadito como nosotros. But that's it, folks. I think that's the big stuff. Tigres is leading the league after winning 4-0 versus Tijuana yesterday. Tijuana and co are not doing so hot, and you know how hot-headed those owners are that Arcino corren al Osorio, and then he stops having his fun ahí in el Hong Kong.
Stop, yeah, for real. But he is playing kids, so hay que darle la mano por eso.
See. Hopefully this lowers the price for Efraín Álvarez. Chivas, vámonos.
Híjole.
All right, games to watch. Cesar, let's go.
We're going to take it to the Prem. We have Battle of the Bottom, Southampton against Ipswich. Ahí tienen que ponerse trucha, ponerse las pilas, porque el que pierda va de regreso back to the championship.
Yeah, Southampton's on pace to get like the lowest ever points.
Jeez.
This is their chance. If they ever want to survive, like, they got to win here.
Yeah.
Si no, pues contra quién? At the top, we got kind of at the top, Arsenal versus Manchester City. This is another chance for Arsenal to show that they are legit title contenders. It's also a chance for them to show their true colors. If they need transfers, they can definitely slip up. And then everyone's going to be like, well, you should have hurried up and signed Gyökeres or Ollie Watkins already. What are you waiting for with the transfer window closing in like a week, less than a week?
Jeez. We're going to take it to Italy. We got the Milan Derby. Would be nice to see Santi getting signed so he would be there, aunque sea en el palco o algo. Y si no, pues que pierdan el AC Milan y digan, no, nos faltó Santi.
You see. When he gets here, they like fix it. And
sí, ya ganan.
See. On my random matches of the week, Inter Miami on their worldwide tour, parecen Pitbull, heading over to Panama to play against Sporting San Miguelito.
Vamos, San Miguelito.
Desde la cuna.
Ustedes saben.
Yo siempre me ha gustado el Sporting San Miguelito.
Sí, y ahí le dicen a los golfers que si miran a Messi, que hagan un hoyito por ahí.
That field. I don't want to be mean, but that field's probably going to be rough.
But, hey, let's go. We'll try to tune in.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to show it. It might be on Apple TV. Honestly, they're milk.
Hey, no le hace.
No, but Apple TV's always milking Inter Miami, so it's for sure going to be on there. They're gonna add filters so the stadium looks like hella nice and full.
Yeah, con una águila on the side, the little cerveza with the sponsors.
For real. Well, we appreciate you for tuning in, folks. Hope you guys liked that recap of Champions League and of Liga MX mainly. Like we always say, subscribe to us on social medias, on YouTube. Keep an eye out for more content that we got coming out this year.
Silent. Thank you guys. Peace.
Peace.